3, 2, 1, and 0, and liftoff.
Hey everyone, it's Greg Lafferty, the Rocket Guy, the Rocket Guy Real Estate Investment Network. Check us out on therocketguy.com. We're going to launch that shortly. We'll talk about that here in just a little bit. But where we get together here at the Rocket Guy Real Estate Investment Channel just to talk about, guess what? Investing in real estate and how that might make a difference in your financial future and give you a little education. You know, some time ago I had a friend of mine say, I don't know what I don't know about real estate investing. And I said, I can help with that. And I started to look around at some of my other friends, and of course I look at some of my family, including my two sons, and I go, you know, I've been doing this for 25 years. Maybe there's something I could do to help educate others and bring them along and share with them what I've learned. And that's really why I do what I do, primarily to help educate my sons, because one day they're going to wonder what Dad was doing, that crazy guy, and they'll be able to look at these, maybe if they find them out there in the YouTube universe or on Buzzsprout or somewhere, podcast, and be able to find that and get an insight in what their dad was into. But today I want to talk a little bit about building a team. You know, we've talked about getting things done and the art of doing instead of just being, and we do things for our why and those kind of things. So how do we get things done? Because we can't do it all, right? There's a lot going on in life. There's kids' basketball games, and there's homework to watch over, and grocery store errands to run, and all that kind of stuff. So how do we get everything done that we needed to get done? And you know, we can't really do everything ourselves. And in the real estate world, there's a lot to do there too, right? And if we decide to invest in real estate, there's all different kinds of components in there, and we have to make some decisions. But if we invest in real estate and we want to take an active part, we're going to talk about that in a little bit. You know, there's repairs to be done, or a unit turnover, painting and carpet and other things that have to get taken care of, and accounting and bookkeeping and maybe acquisition of the next property, and there's legal things to think about. So there's a lot of stuff out there going on, taking care of tenant issues, you know. So the point is that you need to think about the team that surrounds you, and how do you take care of all these things at once and get everything done, because you know, there's a lot to do. I learned early on that I couldn't do everything just absolutely by myself. I mean, I was young and strong and energetic, and certainly I wanted to do everything by myself, but you know what, there's just not enough hours in the day if you want to get things done in a timely manner. I mean, you could stretch out a unit turnover for 3 months, but you're not making any money. So if you need the help to get it done, there's a painter and flooring people and all that kind of stuff that you can bring in and help you with. But a lot of times, you know, you don't really have maybe the right skill set, or heck, even the right tools, much less the time to do it, especially if you're working a full-time, just over broke job job, right? You know, you just don't have that ability to take care of the things you need to take care of. The goal is not to be the smartest person in the room. The goal is to hire or to team up with very intelligent people that are experts in their field, and surround yourself with those people. That is the goal. Right? You want to build yourself a team of advisors and helpers, right? So that you don't have to do everything. You are going to do some things, but you don't have to do everything. And your team will grow and change as your business grows and change. When you first start out, maybe you just need a bookkeeper, kind of help paying the bills, and maybe they help keep the files kind of kept together and those kind of things. And then maybe later you need a full-blown CPA to help you with taxes and advice and those kind of things. And when you grow a little bit later, maybe you need a real tax advisor, okay? Someone that's intimately familiar, or even a tax attorney, intimately familiar with the tax laws and how to structure your business to take advantage of the laws that are in place to kind of drive decisions. Right? Maybe you can start out doing a few little maintenance things and kind of help save some money. We could talk about that. But then you want to build a stable up of subcontractors, plumbers, electricians, painters, flooring contractors, maybe a general handyman, somebody that can just do odd jobs of all kinds of different things, right? You don't necessarily need all that if you're going to have one house that's ready to move in, but eventually you're going to have something to do in that house. Maybe replace a roof, do something. Maybe you need a stable of attorneys of some level. Maybe it's a real estate attorney, maybe it's a litigator, those kind of things, right? So maybe you need a good realtor broker, right? That's a good way to start. Maybe there's a property administrator in your future, someone to help manage the tenant records and take care of leases and other things like that, tenant calls, that kind of stuff. So all those are possibilities and then some, right? Don't stop building a team because your network is your net worth, right? So it could be a team of investors or even a securities attorney. Who knows what it could be in the future, right? But what I would advise you is as you're growing your team, the core foundation of it all to keep the team kind of in harmony is the company culture that you established, right? The culture, I'm not talking about their heritage culture. I don't even care about that. What I'm talking about is their attitude, their drive for excellence, their ability to communicate, their competence in their discipline, how they interrelate with the other team members. Those are the kind of things I'm really interested in, right? You don't need kind of a thorn out there that's just rubbing everybody wrong, but he's really good at what he does. No, I'd rather take somebody that's a little less good at what they do if they fit along a little bit better, and especially if you're on a construction site. The last thing you need is a painter complaining about the framer, okay, and all that kind of stuff that goes on. The neat thing about some of these tasks that are out there, now certain things, I mean, a plumber has to show up, okay? An electrician has to show up. They have to be able to deliver a service at the point of need, and that's really neat. But there are also a lot of people out there that work virtually. The book that we're producing right now, I have a wonderful lady out in Arizona that works virtually for me, right? Logos and graphics and marketing and other things like that, they could be done from anywhere in the world. And there's some really neat services that have come on board over the last few years, like Upwork or Fiverr and different platforms like that, to be able to go on and find somebody with some really great talent. So you don't even have to, I mean, your bookkeeper doesn't have to be Uncle Joe, right? that took care of his checkbook one time. Okay, that's not what we're talking about. We can actually tap into people that have a wealth of experience. They just need a little part-time work, right? Maybe they have a child in college. They're trying to kind of help get through their tuition and things like that. They just need a little extra, right? This is kind of that new industry of outsourcing that's out there and just doing job work, right? Just a little task work. And there's a wealth of information out there, a wealth of talent that you can tap into. And so I would encourage you to do that. Don't just look at your own internal network. Go out there, interview people, talk to them, see how you mix, see how they mix culturally with what you're trying to do. See if they get your vision of where you're headed in your business. And feel free to tap into that. It's pretty amazing. So the point of all this is to leverage other people's time, right? Because if you have 400 hours to accomplish, 400 hours worth of work to accomplish in a single work week, that's a little tough, right? But if you have 10 people doing 40 hours each, it could be done. Okay, so OPT. We'll talk about other people's money and other people's resources, other people's network, that kind of thing later. But this is OPT, other people's time. How do we get things done? Because the only way to move the business from point A to point B is to do stuff, okay? And the way to do stuff is to get things done. And the only way to get things done really is to get help. The other part is to make sure that you have a wealth of advisors wrapped around you to guide you through this. It's kind of that mentoring program, kind of, but different, right? You can pay for mentors, right? I can pay for an attorney. I can pay for an accountant to kind of guide me through these decisions. And there's a form of mentoring. It's not quite like just having a cup of coffee and sitting generally philosophizing about things. This is very tactical mentoring, right? But you need to have that kind of wrapped around it. So especially in the areas where you are weak, or in the areas that, like, I stink as a plumber. I know I need a great plumber. I'm terrible at it, okay? So in the areas that I'm weak, I need to shore that up, right, and get help in that. But also in the areas that I just need extra hands, right? Because I don't have enough hands taking care of those tasks. So think about that as you're entering this business. Think about how much time you want to spend in it. Think about the tasks that you have to do, and think about who you could get to kind of wrap around you to guide you through this process and help and leverage their time to take care of that. So if you enjoyed this lesson today, I want you to like it, comment it, subscribe to it, all those kind of crazy things that these platforms want you to do. And I hope that you got a few nuggets out of this. And then come check us out at therocketguy.com. We hope to have that platform launched here very shortly. And hope you enjoyed this episode of the Rocket Guy Real Estate Investment Network. Take care. Have a great day.